I'm telling you,
Four
you
and one.
can't go wrong taking advice from me on what to wear. Back in the day, my fashion style was considered cutting edge by everyone in the academia.
Really? Well, then, sure, Madame Farzan. Maybe you could pick out a few fashionable outfits for us.
Farazan! Nilu! Even Dia and Candace are here! What are you all up to?
Girl squad, hashtag Friday goal, I don't know.
Candace and I bumped into these two while we were strolling through the streets. Madame Farzan here's pretty friendly. When she heard that we were buying clothes, she decided to give us some help.
She's, pretty friendly?
I don't really see anything I'm familiar with. Never mind. We can purchase some textiles and make the clothes ourselves. Let's go with the plain fabric as our base. And embroider red and pink flowers on. Oh, and some green leaves.
Red and pink?
Oh, wait a sec. You sure that's the latest style? That sounds a lot like what the older folks back home would wear.
Don't worry. This style is a timeless classic.
Because you... okay.
No thanks. This is actually sounding pretty weird.
Wait. Madame Farazan's right. That style is a classic, and used to be mainstream fashion. But these days, there are some other options too. If you don't mind, how about I pick some clothes out for everyone? It's not often that we get to meet up, especially since Candace rarely makes it to Sumeru City.
Does everyone just know
Also,
each other?
I know a few places where I can get a great bargain.
Like in Sumeru, does every character just know the other characters that are playable and shit? Does everyone just know the other person? Jesus Christ.
Sure. I'm happy to leave it to you.
I'll come with you to have a look. One always has to keep on top of what the youth of today are into.
Madame Farazan? Come quick, she's over here.
Who are you?
We're new in the academia. We saw all the amazing things you did during the competition. Do you have any classes we could sign up for?
Of course I do. And you're both very welcome to join.
That's great. We can't wait. What's your area of research? Precision mechanics?
I'm from Haravatat.
Huh? But you seem like an expert in machines. Wait, sorry. I remember now. You were representing the Haravatat Darshan in the championship. Oh, their classes are so boring, though. I'm sorry, ma'am. Let me know if you run any other classes in the future. I'll be there.
What does Harata fucking study again? I don't know who studies what.
I knew it. What about you? Aren't you going to leave with your friend?
I think you're amazing, Madame Farazan. And I'd like to learn from you for a while, if possible. I can take the class you're teaching as an option, even though cross-Darshan lessons might be a little tough to arrange. But I look forward to learning from you.
Wow, fair play.
I see. You're a good egg, child.
A good egg.
Don't worry. Study under me, and I promise you, you will get the best teaching available.
Definitely an old person. Such a good egg, that one. I love that guy.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, I won't disturb you any further. See you in class.
Is that a cat?
I don't quite understand what happened there, but congratulations.
I think that the character's name that just decided for the class was Farara, and I don't know if that's how you say it, but I just kind of wanted me to say it like that because they could be like, she's going far away now. Sorry.
Traveler, Paimon, would you two like to come and pick out some clothes?
Fuck no.
Sorry, we can't. We've got a meal with Kaveh later, and we have to check in with all the other contestants before then. Oh, by the way, have any of you seen Hat Guy or Layla?
Fucking hat guy.
I don't know where Hat Guy went. We just saw Layla not too long ago, though. But she was hanging out with some other Ratahoa students, so we didn't get a chance to speak with her. Are you gonna go and see what she's up to?
No, I thought I'd ask and then go elsewhere.
Ratahoa students? They must be the ones who voted for her to enter the competition, right?
They better be fucking supportive.
Oh, she didn't end up winning, so Paimon wonders how they feel about that. Let's go take a peek. I'm sorry, everyone. I could have done better in the third round.
No, really, there's only one winner in the third round, so, you know, it's tough competition.
Oh, stop it. If you're going to beat yourself up after doing as well as you did, how bad does that make us look, huh? Heck, it's not like any of us had the guts to enter the championship.
I didn't see the whole thing, but you were the only contestant who scored points in both the first two rounds, right? And I heard that you actually found the diadem first in round 3. You came so close to winning the competition.
Aw, I just got lucky, I think.
That can't be true. You had some really stiff competition out there. The renowned Tainari from Amorta, even Sino the General Mahamatra was there. You're amazing, all of you.
I'm glad they're being supportive. I would have had to throw hands.
Getting points off them is a huge achievement. The way I see it, people aren't exaggerating one bit with the nicknames they give you. You are a genuine genius.
Aw, thanks a lot. But I really don't think I qualify as a genius. In the second round, for instance, I dozed off and somehow found myself beside the device when I came to.
Maybe don't mention that part.
Ah, come on, don't be so hard on yourself. We've decided we're taking you out to celebrate, and that's final.
Good. Good people, these. Yes, I approve.
Let's go. Cheer up, Layla. The rest of today's all about you.
Looks like things are going well for Layla. This is great. We haven't seen Hat Guy since the end of the competition. Oh well, it's almost mealtime. We'd better go meet up with Kaveh and Sino now.
I hate how Hat Guy is just the name from that. It's such bullshit.
Are you sure you have enough to cover this? Don't blow it all at once.
Don't worry. I budgeted very carefully, and this is well within my means. Anyway, I've lost count of how many times you've treated me. It's high time I return the favor.
Technically, you should be treated too, because you won, and I feel like it should be still very mean for you. You know, whatever you want to do.
Traveler, Paimon, over here.
Ooh, look at all this. Good food, here we come.
Paimon, don't fucking share, please.
I heard that you went to see the other contestants. How's everyone doing?
Farzan found herself a student, and Layla's classmates are bowled over by how well she did. We couldn't find Hat Guy, though. Who knows where he's gone?
Alhaitham's gone missing in action, too. The one time I'm actually in a good enough mood to treat him to a nice meal, he disappears without a trace.
He might have gone home. Or he's with Hat Guy. Something going on there.
That guy. Where the heck could he have gone? I still have questions about that note he left.
Yeah, you can ask later.
Well, whatever. He can do what he wants. Now, let's eat.
That's good.
You shocked me a little when you hurled the diadem to the ground. On further reflection, of course, it made sense, but at the time I was expecting at least some amount of deliberation.
He did not hesitate. He was like, fuck this bitch, yeet! And that's what he did.
Sachin's voice started talking to me inside my head from the moment I picked it up. I could feel his emotions, too. It was a mix of despair and horror swirling around inside my mind.
That's fair. That sounds pretty fucked to deal with, Jesus.
He bombarded me with his ideas relentlessly, like he was trying to brainwash me. It gave me a splitting headache that only got worse as he went on. Like I was saying at the time, his views are not necessarily completely without value. But if all his research does is lead to misfortune, then we're probably better off without it.
Probably.
If his forbidden research were to spread in a harmful form and cause people to suffer, the Matra would step in and ban it.
Yeah, but not if you don't know about it.
I think you did the right thing. I suppose another way to approach it would have been to claim that you agreed to inherit his research, but give up the research as soon as you've inherited the wealth. But that wouldn't have been your style.
Yeah, but did you see fucking Sachin's little smile before he faded away? It was like, ugh. Like some of the guy's actions, you know, but dude did.
I won't comment on his theories or experiments, but I don't believe that he was careless in his choice of candidate. He chose you. That means he knew what he was doing.
Perhaps. I just think that if you accept someone else's things, you should honor their wishes.
That's a good thing. It means that you have integrity.
Thank you, oh my god, thank you. See, you get me, Kale.
Thank you. Oh my god, Faye, see, you get me, Colin. You get me, bro, for life. You get me. See, you get me. It's like, yeah, thank you, Colin, for a fucking compliment without backlash. This is why you're here, to be fucking nice without any fucking bullshit hanging your back.
It's a good thing Alhaitham isn't here right now. He'd be quick to explain why you're wrong.
Seems like you always include him in the conversation, even when he isn't here.
They're reluctant friends? Maybe?
Yep. No dinner with Kaveh is complete without a few words about Alhaitham.
To be fair, Alhaitham says a lot of bullshit.
I sense that Alhaitham has in fact been here with us all along.
He's here? Where? Why didn't you tell me?
He lives rent-free in each of our hearts.
I hate you.
Ah.
What's a creakling noise? What the fuck was that? Oh, even Collie is like, oh, fucking Christ. And she's nice, so you know.
Oh, that was horrifying. It literally sent chills down my spine.
Is that a fucking creak in my headphones? Or is that an actual sound? What the fuck is that?
Good thing you didn't say that before we started eating. That would have killed the mood in a heartbeat.
Alright, enough about Alhaitham. Tighnari, did you achieve what you wanted out of the championship?
I did. In the first round, in fact. Word of mouth proved very effective. I spoke to a handful of people, they told their friends, and so on. Now, a record number of people have signed up to attend the next lecture.
See, I told you he already had his fucking prize sorted before even the end of the competition.
Oh, are you free next month? You should come along. Maybe even say a few words.
About what? I don't know the first thing about anything Amorta related.
Just play to your strengths. For instance, you could talk about the distinguishing features of rainforest architecture. Or ask everyone not to chop down too many trees the next time they're building a house.
Oh, well, that's no problem. Sure, I'll make time. Has everyone had enough to eat? I can order more if anyone's still hungry.
Don't offer that whilst Paimon's here, Kaveh. You'll lose all the money you've gained.
I'm full. Paimon's super full, too.
Oh, thank Christ.
If only we could eat like this every day.
Yeah, we should do this more often. Work will always be there, but seeing friends is important too. This is a good restaurant. Let's definitely come here again.
Yeah, with Kaveh, yeah.
Sounds good. We should pick a few other places as backup options, though.
There are other good places around here, too? Oh, and don't forget to invite us if you go. There's nothing we love more than good food.
I think
Kaveh,
you love wanting good food.
Do you have plans after this?
I was thinking of maybe going to the academia for some alone time. Nothing set in stone, though. Why do you ask?
Are they gonna go off and do something? Oh, good for them! Everyone's like just knows the other in this fucking scenario. Yeah, sure.
Since everyone is free, why don't we play a few matches of Genius Invocation TCG?
Ah, fucking.
Eager to show off your new limited edition card, are you?
Not to show off. This is my way of thanking you for your help. Only my best friend will have the honor of seeing this card's debut play.
Alright, sure. I didn't bring my deck with me though, so I'll need to borrow one.
Actually, Master, I made a new one a few days back.
Don't tell me you've been spending all your study hours playing cards.
Oh, she's being scolded.
Come on, no need to be so stern. They do say that your innate interests are your best teacher, don't they?
I love these guys.
Well, it looks like this Inter-Darshan Championship's a wrap.
Yeah, it couldn't just be a normal fucking competition, could it? Could fucking do it.
All that stuff with Sachin and the diadem got sorted too. Have you still got anything else on your mind?
I am curious about what exactly you researched.
Oh, right. Yeah, Sachin said that he placed his research materials at somewhere beginning with but Kaveh smashed the diadem of knowledge before he could finish.
Not without Hafen, is it? God, I hope not.
It might be dangerous if someone finds his old research stash, right?
Our village. Now that's more sensible.
Holy smokes, you're right! He said he spent all that time researching in the desert, didn't he? So it's very possible that that's where... Alright then?
What are we gonna do with them if we find them? I imagine someone's already gotten to them. I fucking knew it. God damn it. Why am I not surprised that he's sitting there reading a fucking book? Why am I not surprised to see you here?
Didn't expect to run into you here.
Why are you just sitting there with a book if you're not waiting for someone?
Oh, hey, Thumb. What are you doing here? And what are you reading? Are those...
Sachin's notes? Yes.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say he's just sitting there reading the book.
I came across his profile while I was organizing some documents and became interested in his research. If it wasn't for that, I never would have agreed to being a commentator. I had a hunch after seeing the fragment of his mind, and sure enough, I came here and found his research.
I fucking knew you wouldn't just do this. I fucking can't, man. Okay, what is it?
Wait! So, you've read it already? Are you alright? How do you feel?
I doubt he cares.
I think you may have misunderstood something. The reason Sachin chose that architect to inherit his research was that only he could really empathize with both the calamity and the humanity that these notes seek to convey.
Don't say that architect like you don't know who he is. That one, you know, that one that I definitely don't live with and hang out with and like maybe friends with. It's very complicated.
Only one who resonates with these sentiments would suffer and begin to think of history as bleak, the present as perplexing, and the future as pessimistic.
I mean, I don't know.
Empathy is a double-edged sword. Clearly, I am not the same sort of person as Sachin was.
Yeah. No shit, but to be fair, Neo was Kabe. I don't think anyone was. I think in Sachin's quest to try and find someone like him, he accidentally found someone not better than him, but like who could understand where he was coming from, but still not think the way he thought. Fucking cat. And see his ideals differently. I don't know.
Empaths have many friends, and their wide social circle comes with certain societal advantages. But this also makes it hard for them to achieve their goals.
You make it sound like you've never felt empathy for anyone at any point for anything, which is just impossible and bullshit, so...
Why is that?
All important things in life involve other people.
Oh, this cat.
As such, it's extremely difficult to live a life that causes no harm whatsoever to others. If you really want to achieve your goals, you have to be prepared to make enemies along the way. Not everyone can deal with that reality.
I feel like enemy is a bit of a strong word. Who has enemies? Enemies? More competition, sure. People you'll be against, maybe. But enemy seems a bit severe, bloody hell. Enemies? Who the fuck has enemies? Like, yeah, it's me and my mortal enemies.
And that reality is like the material here. Objective, heavy, negative. But, at the end of the day, for all these experiment results and conclusions, it's just one person's perspective. Sachin's.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts now that you've read it?
As a scholar, Sachin was without a doubt a genius. He laid the blame for the darkness in the world squarely on humanity, experimented extensively with reliable results, and drew logical conclusions. In that sense, one might say his views were correct.
Yeah, no one seems to have said that thus far.
So, people are bad? And things can only ever get worse? All of that's true?
I think that's a biased way of thinking. It's a bit bleak. Some people are arseholes, sure, but some people aren't. Things can only get worse? No. No. That's not how this works.
That is not a question for me to answer. Someone else will arrive shortly. You can ask them instead. All I will say is that the world is not built on correctness alone. Sometimes, being correct means nothing at all.
Are you getting deep thinking here with him? Do we need to talk about your non-feelings, quote-unquote, and you definitely don't feel empathy for anyone or anything, quote-unquote? Shut up, cat! Like, we construct yourself as an empath and, like, everyone and everything, and then it's just, like, everyone feels like some form of empathy. It doesn't have to be extreme to that measure of everything. Some people you care about, stuff like that, that's, I feel like, pretty typical. So, do you want to talk about things? Do we need to have a discussion? so we get the comfy sofa out and we can have a cup of tea? Yeah, what was the,
Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps little decisions can.
Yeah, by the way, I read your notes. Hope that was okay.
By their own choice, the idealist seeks to bring happiness to all while denying themselves the same. Thus, they shall never reach even the borders of truth until they wipe away the ignorance that blinds them.
Seems like a... whatever. Really shouldn't have this conversation with the cat, huh?
I've never been able to agree with certain philosophies. Even Sachin himself struggled to comprehend the notion of sacrificing oneself for the greater good.
No, I don't like sentences like that. Sentences like that in video games mean self-sacrifice of main characters for the quote-unquote greater good, which I have never enjoyed, ever. Any video game that's ever ended in, oh, the main character has to die in order to bring safety to home, despite the fact, you know, I've already sacrificed so much, or, you know, I've already done so much for people, but, you know, it's their fate or destiny or whatever. I have always hated. Always. It is stupid, and I hate it.
But sadly, all viewpoints will find their supporters, and the way we see the world largely decides our fates.
Not always. Not quite. Maybe. Fucking shit.
Alright then. I got what I came for. These research materials are yours to look after.
Mine?
I'll be off.
What am I meant to do with it?
Wait, so you came here just to read this stuff? You missed out on a big get-together, you know.
The character just nodded like, yeah.
Get together? Ah, yes, that makes sense. This is a good opportunity for that sort of thing.
Lack of my ass. This guy is just awkward. That's all he is. All these fucking roundabout words and big ass philosophical fucking logical sense of way of speaking. He's just an awkward. He's like, ah yes, social cues. I could do that.
Guess what? Kaveh treated everyone this time.
Then I'm sure he packed up the leftovers for me. See ya.
You're very sure of that. Very sure of that.
There he goes.
Very confident in it.
Well, it seems like he really wasn't affected by this research.
I doubt it. And if he was, I don't think he'd share it to us. Maybe you'll talk to Kaveh about it later, who knows. Them two seem to, like, get along, but they'd never admit it, because they get along in a weird way. So if anything is triggering his mind, I doubt he'll talk to us about it.
He said that someone else would answer our questions. Who do you think that'll be?
Do you think Scar's gonna make his appearance now? Hat Guy's just gonna be there like, I'm also here! And it's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Are you gonna do some bullshit speech for the next hour as well? Oh, never mind. Oh, they're both here. Of course, where's this one? There's another with these two now.
Traveler, Paimon, you're already here.
He follows her around.
Nihina! Oh, and Hat Guy.
Jeez, it didn't have to be that fucking like, oh, Nihina! Oh, and you.
Wait, so you asked him to take part in the championship?
No shit.
Yes, it was me. Are you surprised?
Not at all. Not remotely.
Did you know that there was something wrong with the diadem from the start? And if so, why didn't you switch it out for another one? Because Sachin's research is not mistaken. He spent his entire life researching this topic, and these materials are a result of that.
I suppose you can't just hide it. The guy did spend his whole life doing all this, and then he did, you know, kill himself, so disregarding it completely probably wouldn't be the right thing to do.
These are the crystallization of his wisdom. Yes, I was worried that the material might cause some disruption, but I didn't want to wipe away all his hard work searching for the truth.
Genshin's really got to stop having these conversations with characters that last a bit near some cats, because they every so fucking 5 seconds is here. Moo! And it's like, fine.
So instead, I had Hat Guy here help me keep an eye on things.
You calling him that as well?
Seriously? I think you can stop calling me that now.
Why? Don't you like it? Well, anyway, if Sachin's chosen successor hadn't been able to handle his research, or if it had brought pain to more people, he would have intervened at a suitable moment.
And after all that, the person Sachin chose turned his nose up at his life's work. Pretty hilarious.
I wouldn't put it like that, mate, but you know what, why bother talking to this guy? Listen, mate, I love you, but you're a pain in the ass.
I was also hoping that this could be an opportunity for you to learn how to interact with people normally. But it looks like that didn't work out.
It's like sending a kid to a school club to be there like, hey, go make some friends, go make some friends. She's in a competition, like, I'm hoping you could make some friends, talk to some people normally. That hasn't worked out. Oh, these two dynamics is fucking great.
That wasn't necessary. I'm still paying you back for your help. And the last thing I need is more reasons to be indebted to you.
Yeah, that's why you're doing all this. Sure, sure. You know, for a bunch of fucking characters in this game, they all talk a lot of bullshit.
Maida, what did you mean by Sachin's research is not mistaken? Does that mean that you approve of his research?
It's all knowledge.
Put it this way instead. Truth to me is like a shroom boar. Some people only see the mushroom on the shroom boar's back, and they conclude that the shroom boar is a mushroom. Others see only the shroom boar's body, and they declare that the shroom boar is a boar. Still others look deeper inside and determine that the shroom boar is meat. These conclusions are all correct in their own way, but none of them objectively describe the shroom boar. Paimon kinda gets it, but also not really.
Zune don't give a shit. Zune bored now. Look at it. Zune don't care.
The world is the same way. No one, not even I included, can understand it in its entirety. All of us are somewhere on the path toward truth. Within the confines of our limited knowledge, some may blindly believe in the beauty of this world, and others may focus only on its evils. In truth, the most important thing isn't what state the world is in now, but what people hope it will become. But of course, I don't mean that as a criticism or a call to action. Ultimately, my duty as the God of Wisdom is to guide every form of wisdom to a place where it can find its purpose.
Fucking cat! We could have here in a real deep conversation, and it's like, and that's why I fell into a deep depressive state, or that's why, you know, no, I confess to whatever it is. I really do, and then you say, meow! Fuck off!
That was a long speech.
Thank you,
so
yes.
what are you actually going to do with these research materials?
Thank you! Right to the point. You could have interrupted that sooner.
Because Kaveh, as the successor of this research, does not wish to see these ideas disseminated, I will seal it up. But even though Sachin's research could be considered negative wisdom, it is still a building block of the truth. If someone wishes to follow in his footsteps in the future, I will not stop them.
You don't know, Kaveh might change his mind. Not on his opinion and ideals, but he might read it. Just for the sake of learning, I don't know, these scholars like to learn, don't they?
I also look forward to the day that
Everyone
a
in
member
Sumeria
of the
likes to learn.
Darshan can not only comprehend his theories, but also find a way out from the despair as well.
I don't know, everyone in Sumeria likes to learn things so far. I think.
Vahumana doesn't have that kind of talent. Wait, you're not intending to keep me in Vahumana long term, are you?
It's like literally like a fucking mum putting her kids in classes. It's like, I put you in that class, you're going all the way through and you're fucking graduating. You hear me? Boy!
I don't remember signing up to become a scholar. Don't you think I'm useful enough to you as a prisoner?
A prisoner? Bitch, are you behind bars anywhere? Don't be dramatic.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Oh, I know, this guy's, it's the same dramatic bullshit, and he pretends to be all fucking chill about it, like, why do I care?
You think so? Well, to that, I would say that in Sumeru, even prisoners have a right to an education.
Fucking cat! I'm putting you through school, boy. You are passing, you hear me?
I hope that your studies in Vahumana will help you deal with your own fate and learn how best to settle old debts from your past. I will review your final thesis myself. I'm expecting great things from you, Mr. Hat Guy.
You're fucked, mate. Don't me like you're not secretly fucking having a great time. This grumpy face. Are we finally done? Oh my god, it took a while. Wow, that went in directions I did not. It's still going. Oh, fuck me. I get to talk to Gabby again. Oh, this will be interesting. Okay, here we go.
Where were you while the rest of us were eating together?
I don't recall being obligated to report my whereabouts to you.
Okay.
Did you go find another hidey hole to read in? You need to change your ways, you know. You can't survive on books alone.
Surviving on meals paid for by you would be harder still.
Oh my god, these two.
You? Whatever. It doesn't take a genius to guess what you've been up to. You were investigating Sachin, weren't you? It was obvious from your notes. However, I don't believe his research alone would have been enough to pique your interest. His way of doing things is disturbing, while you... Well, to be fair, your philosophy disgusts me too, but you and Sachin are nothing alike. I don't imagine your views intersect at all. Egoism and nihilism are not the same thing.
Oh, I'm just standing there in the background. Don't mind me, I'm not here listening in. Don't worry about it.
My personal interests aside, Sachin's legacy is not entirely meaningless. He conducted experiments on a great scale and left his findings behind.
Wish this was a proper cutscene.
Also, thanks for the compliment. But I'm actually just passing through. I didn't come here for the conversation. Well, not this one at least.
What do you mean? What topic of conversation could be more sacred among scholars than the exploration of differing philosophies?
Fair point.
Well, based on what I've learned, Sachin and his disturbing way of doing things, as you put it, is very likely to have met your father 20 years ago.
I did wonder about that when you said about the phrase about I knew someone who was like you and whatnot. I was like, oh, it was Venom and his fucking dad.
What did you say? Wait, so... No. Surely that doesn't mean... Huh. So that's why he thought I looked familiar. My father must have gone into the desert due to his influence.
I'm afraid so.
Oh, Kaveh.
Good thing I shattered that diadem. From now on, nothing like that will ever have to happen again.
The boundaries of knowledge are ever expanding. Someone else will inevitably pick up the same line of research one day, and Vahumana regards it as a reasonable research direction.
Oh, not this again. Even if you're right and people are bound to fall into the same intellectual traps, things won't necessarily go the same way again next time. You have to admit that the actions of one individual don't always predict the behavior of the group, and vice versa. Take Sachin, for instance. He's quite an anomaly.
That's a good point. People are too different to do. Even if they follow the same research, doesn't mean same actions because people are different and stuff. I don't know. Where is this going?
And so is the one who stopped him. You. Conflicts of this nature are indeed exceptional, but it will occur again in the future. You said it yourself. The actions of one individual cannot predict the behavior of a whole group. You know that not everyone would have chosen as you did.
No shit. That's it. No shit, because people have different decisions. No shit. Does Al even wear heels? You know what? It's irrelevant.
Even so, I stand by my views. You can forget about trying to convince me.
That's fine. We've been arguing over this for years, and I don't hold any hope of you understanding. The issue we're debating has long since moved on from who's right and who's wrong.
Is it just a difference in opinion? You know, you don't have to have the same opinion in things, or I don't know. These two confuse me.
Thanks for letting me know all this.
What?
Are you that fucking confronted from a fucking thanks? What? He said thank you. Let's accept it and take it. Fucking bitch.
I said thanks for letting me know. Hey, stop acting like you didn't hear me. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
They say that earnest thanks should be given thrice, so one more time, please.
Oh, hit him in the face, Carly. I'd do it. You little bitch. What, were you caught off guard with the first thank you? You're trying to fucking get back on your feet by being a snarky little bitch? Because that's what it looks like. Yeah, good for them too. Oh, they're gone. Huh. That was quick. I think that's done now, yeah? Anyone else's mind just in a little bit like a, huh? Well, that just happened. Because that's mine right now. I rate this quest, 10 out of 10. Characters in the story was like pretty good, but it was the characters that made it. I think it was a good selection of characters this time. Yep. So I'm done.